Here you go. One blue wristband. Looks good on you. Now, your next wristband waits behind this Horizon Rush event. It's a cold one. With that new wristband, you'll be driving faster, Class A cars. Perfect for these new events.
Hey, wanna get some footage? This'll be a mystery solved if we found it. Oh, it's the missing car. Ford Sierra Cosworth RS 500. Still with the container and everything.
Looks like whoever obtained the container attempted to extract the car and damaged it. This car dominated in the late 80s, truly the peak of the touring era. Once retired, it was meant to be shipped out to America, but it was lost in transit.
Wow. Shipped, lost, and misplaced. It's a shame it never made it back out of that box. It was a great competitive car.
Yes, originally built to push the speed of the Sierra Cosworth, it had a great amount of race potential. It's a true collector's item now.
Well, let's get it back in mint condition. Fix up some of this unfortunate damage. We've taken the car back to Yuji's. I'll give you a call once we've fixed it up. exciting. Hopefully it's the car we think it is. You want to document this? We can film it, then look back at the progress. Ready? Oh, Nissan Pow! Yuji, this has to be the car, right? It looks pretty classic.
Yes, definitely the car we heard about.
How about both? You know this car sold out just 3 months after pre-orders went live? The retro-futuristic design is very appealing, I have to say.
In pre-orders they were popular. I believe this one was well loved too, although it's been quite exposed to the elements. But once it's fixed, it'll be perfect to explore the countryside in.
All right, let's get this out of here and get to work.
We need some time to fix it up. I'll call you when it's ready.
we have here? You should get recording. If this is what I think it is, you're not gonna want to miss it. In its prime, I can only imagine what this Toyota 2000 GT would have looked like. Stunning, I bet.
Not only beautiful, but incredibly high-performing. It was manufactured to be both comfortable for everyday use, but still race-ready. Really, it could be considered one of Japan's fast supercars.
Extremely rare, too. I heard only a small amount were ever produced for road driving.
Indeed. This one's had its interior stripped out. Been resting for a good while. When we get this back up and running, it will be truly impressive.
Well, it looks like we're gonna need to order a lot of parts. Let's get it loaded, Yuji.
Considering half the car's interior has been stripped, it'll be a bit before it's ready. I'll let you know.
Ready for the big reveal? Get a camera to record. You'll be glad you did. Would you look at that? The Porsche 930. Not looking too bad at all.
Now this has truly impressed me. Being one of the fastest production cars, it gained a huge popularity in the street racing scene. Look at that rear engine, May. This one particularly has been heavily modified.
Yes, I heard of a car like this being engineered to reach the highest speeds in Japan. Apparently, it has pieces from the Porsche 962.
A car like this could effortlessly cut through the streets of Tokyo in a flash. I have to say, as soon as I saw the color, I recognized it. It's somewhat notorious amongst fans, but this popularity ultimately led to its retirement.
Well, it looks like we owe it to car culture to restore this Porsche. Yuji, you ready?
Okay, we've got the car at Yuji's. Even though the engine is incredibly tuned, it needs work. I'll give you a ring when it's done.
of us might very well uncover a great mystery here. You should record this. The rumors were true. The Peugeot 205 T16. Not so elusive anymore.
What a find! It had been misplaced between rally stages, attending as a showpiece. No one knew where it went, diminished to rumors of sightings.
The 205 was a fierce competitor back in the 80s, right? Had a good few wins under its belt?
Absolutely. In fact, the most successful Group B vehicle. The T16 was a wonder, all-wheel drive and powerful. For regulations, Peugeot was required to make 200 units, all inspected in the same place. I can only imagine what a sight that was.
Well, this car definitely needs some TLC. Looks like it was left in a rush.
So it'll be a little while before the car is ready. I'll give you a call.
leave a car like this all the way out here? With an engine sound like the RX-7, it is a complete crime that it's been silent for so long. Ready to get to work? Good as new, right? Honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing, well, hearing it in action.
Fire it up. Such a classic sports car. Actually, thinking about it now, the RX-7 was the first in a line of fast, sporty Mazdas. A pioneer, really.
we have a possible 90s GT 500 champion behind these doors. Wanna get some footage of this? Wow! Number 23 Nismo Skyline GTR. Just look at that engine!
This was an on-track monster back in the day. Both a championship and constructors winner, untouchable up until '99 when it was swapped out.
It was still used in the festivals, right, Yuji? I heard it was at some of them in the 2000s.
That's right. It was around for a few years after its retirement. Look at the build-up on the bodywork. The upkeep would have been costly, which I assume is why it's been left in the middle of repairs.
I'm actually really hyped about this one. Yuji, work your magic.
This will need some garage time, but we got it. I'll let you know when it's ready.
Wow, if this isn't a picturesque scene. I know the Evo was built for tearing through rally routes, but this looks like a postcard. Ready to get stuck in? Restored to its former glory, Mitsubishi really worked wonders here. Ah, to be a rally driver in the 90s.
Sweet. You may need to invest in a co-driver here. A real rally proofer fully restored and back on the road. That's something to be proud of. It's so satisfying knowing that it'll be out on the open roads again.
you do me a favor and film this find? It'd really mean a lot. Wow. The nostalgia is really hitting me right now. This is my dad's '62 Lincoln Continental. He sold it when I was still tiny, but he told me all sorts of stories about this car. He poured so much passion into every inch of this thing.
You can see how well he looked after this car, May. Even from the paint scheme alone, everything is high quality, down to all the details of a classic American lowrider.
He had a group of friends in the '80s, all into the same lowrider custom builds. They'd curate their cars for shows and meets, showcasing their latest upgrades.
I assume he had heavily lowered the chassis. Unfortunately, here it sunk down to the floor over time. But look at that interior. I'll be extra careful with this repair, May.
Thanks, Yuji. I think finding this car, fixing it up, and breathing life into it once more will be my greatest show of appreciation to him.
The car's back at Yuji's now. I'll give you a call once he's worked his magic.
How was your maiden flight through that danger zone? Smooth landing? That was a PR stunt, so try and find...
Congratulations, you're all signed up for the next Horizon Rush. Go on, get going.
is absolutely critical.
Nice going. You smashed it.
A fresh pink wristband is all yours. Your next wristband is waiting behind this aerial showcase event. You can qualify by performing in these events. Just flash your wristband and you're in.